Today we're gonna be talking about tag helpers. So in our previous video we have created forms using HTML helpers using some razor syntax, and the another way we can create forms is tag helpers. Using tag helpers we can create forms. In the previous video, as you have seen, that I have created forms using HTML helpers, and now in this video I'm gonna show you how to create forms using HTML tag helpers. So basically, what are tag helpers? We're gonna see little bit introduction to tag helpers, and later on we can code and we'll see how we can create forms using tag helpers. So let's get started. So in this video I would like to show you how to give the tag helpers. Basically, tag helpers are like regular HTML helpers. They are used to create forms dynamically, and it uses HTML tags, not razor syntax. As I have said, HTML helpers uses razor syntax but not the tag helpers. Tag helpers are more flexible and they are dynamic. What are the differences between the tag helpers and the HTML helpers? We are going to see few of the differences between them. The first difference is the HTML helpers uses razor syntax, and it is taken by razor view engine to get processed. Whenever we create forms using HTML helpers, that HTML helpers is going to be processed by razor engine, because HTML helpers uses razor syntax. Tag helper looks like a regular HTML tags. They won't get processed by razor engine, and HTML helpers are not flexible, and it depends on razor engine. As I have said, they are dependent on razor engine, so obviously razor engine is going to process HTML helpers. Tag helpers are flexible. They are more flexible and they are more dynamic, and it doesn't require any engine. It is going to be processed by like a regular HTML tag. So some of the tag helpers which we are going to see in this video while coding are form tag, form ASP controller. You can see here, this is the form tag, and this is the attribute ASP controller. This indicates that this form is going to submit under the home controller, and which action is going to be called, that is index action. How we are indicating that? Using these attributes that are ASP controller and ASP action. So like form tag, we have another tags for label and for input and for validation. Label tag, it is used for a property which is present inside the model. So this indicates, or this is linked to a particular property. What about this input tag? This input tag is for a particular property. Like I said, for the label tag, this input tag is similar to a label tag. ASP4, it represents that it is linked to a particular property, and the validation does the same as like label and input. This validation tag is used to indicate the error messages or warning messages. This is also linked to a particular property inside the model. So let's code now, and let's see how we can create the forms using tag helpers. So this is the home controller. Inside this home controller, I would like to give one action method that is for the tag helpers return view. I'm returning the view if this action gets called. Save this and let's create a view for a tag helper form, for a tag helpers page. So inside this home folder I'm gonna add a new item, that is the MVC view page. Copy the same name, you can see here, tag helpers. If you are giving the action method name as tag helpers, then you need to give the same to the view page. It's a convention, like I said before in my earlier videos. So I'm gonna delete all this stuff, and this is the view page for the tag helpers. In this view page we are going to create forms using tag helpers, but before that I would like to create a model. That model is going to present inside this models folder. Right click on this model folder, add a new item or a class. Model is just a class. Let's take the model name as contacts. Hit enter. This creates your model. Inside this model I'm gonna take some properties. Prop tab, it's a shortcut or it's a short way to create the properties. I'm gonna take the string and the name. Another property is for the email, and the last property is for the mobile number. Let's save this model and let's hop to the tag helpers view page. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna access this model folder. I'm gonna access this model, that model, contacts model, inside this tag helpers view page. How we can do this? By taking @ symbol, it represents razor, then type model, then the application name, bank app dot models dot contacts. So this way you can access all the properties of contacts model, and now you can create your form. But before doing that, I would like to take one h1 tag, and let's create forms using tag helpers. Save this, and if you are a newbie to ASP.NET Core, I would like to suggest one website, that is talks.microsoft.com/ASP./ENUS/ASP.NET Core. This is the website to get started with ASP.NET Core, and you can find all stuff related to MVC and other domains or other platforms of .NET Core. So this is the wonderful place to get started with ASP.NET Core. You can visit this website, and this website also consists the introduction to tag helpers and HTML helpers. So on the first page you are able to see the MVC pattern, the structure of MVC, how MVC works, all stuff related to ASP.NET Core. So visit this website if you are a newbie. So before doing the forms, before creating the forms with HTML help, using tag helpers, I would like to save this, and I would like to give some attributes to these properties like display. So it is giving me an issue. You can see here, if I press escape, the red squiggle I can see here. That's because I haven't included the using statement of this attributes. The shortcut to include the using statements of any attributes is control dot. Control dot gives you the IntelliSense. You can see here, using system.componentModel.data annotations. Inside this using statement, these attributes are present. Display name equals to your name, copy down this attribute and paste it for all properties of this model. And also I would like to give error message. Message, it is not showing. You can use any one of these attributes to these properties. Display, I have taken already this attribute display, comma, error message, comma, error. You can display the error message for these attributes, for these properties, using one attribute called error message. And for that you have to include the error message attribute here, and the error message attribute using statement here at the top of the page in this using statement section. So let's create the form and let's say ASP. You can see when I type ASP, it is giving me some options, it is giving me some kind of options. If I hit enter, you can see here ASP action, ASP all route data, anti-forgery, area controller. This is the controller. When I hit enter, if I take ASP controller attribute in my form, the color gets changed to dark purple. It gets purple in color. It indicates that this tag, this entire form tag, is using a tag helper. So it indicates tag helpers. So I'm gonna take my controller name inside this ASP controller, and ASP action will be tag helpers. Let's save this and let's say the method of the form should be post. Inside this form I'll take one div tag and let's say ASP validation summary for model only, and below this tag I would like to take a label, but before that I would like to take a div tag and let's take a class called form group. Inside this form group I would like to take a label and let's say ASP4. This label is for a particular property, that is for the name. You can see here when I type name, it is showing the property names which I have given in my model. So this is for the name, and let's take input, and the class for this should be the form control, and ASP4 name. This input field is for the name property. So you can see here when I give ASP4 or ASP controller action any kind of attributes, any kind of tag helpers, that entire tag gets in purple color. So this indicates the tag helper. When you see this color, it simply represents the tag helpers. So I'm gonna change this email to, I'm gonna change this name to email property, and let's change this name to email. Hit save, and let's take another form group for mobile. Let's copy this So we are done with these three properties which we have given in the context model. Now we have to take a button tag here. The class of the button will be button success, and we can give the name of the button as submit. Hit save, and let's hop to the controller, and let's say return view. If the user submits the form, then this form is going to return the view. Because I am not writing any logic here, I just simply return the view. I'm just simply returning the view because I don't want any kind of logic in my controller part, in my action part. I just want you to learn how to create forms using tag helpers, and also I want to show you some of the differences between tag helpers and the HTML helpers. So you can see here, if I hop to the HTML helpers part, this was the part which I have shown you in my previous video, and this is the new part. This is the new part. You can see here there are a lot of differences between this HTML helpers. HTML helpers represents by Razor @ using HTML.begin form. This begin form is a method which starts the form. So in this begin form method, we give our controller name, action name, and all the stuff about the HTML forms, HTML helpers. So this represents the Razor, and also we have taken many more HTML helper tags to represent our form. So this way you can create the forms using HTML helpers, and also you could create the forms using tag helpers. From my point of view, tag helpers are more dynamic and they are more flexible. So this is all about the tag helpers. Using this you can create the forms dynamically and they are more flexible. Hope you enjoy the video, hope you like the video. Please subscribe and share my channel. Please subscribe and share my channel and like my videos. Thanks for watching this video. Please drop your feedbacks in the comment section below. Thanks for watching this video. I'll see you in the next video.